What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our college football channel. Time for my Week 7 New Year's 6 predictions. Yes, we are heading into Week 7. Not a lot of changes, and that's the thing. Once we get to this point in the season, you're not going to see changes as much because we know more about the teams. We've seen more games, and we have a better idea of how things are going to go. But we do have at least one or two changes. I think a couple of changes. The playoff, I didn't do a playoff prediction video. This is what I had last week. I'm not really going to change that. I want to see Alabama play Tennessee to really find out for sure where I'm going to put them, how I see the rest of the season going for them. With Georgia, Ohio State, Clemson, I think that those are playoff teams. And again, nothing's really changed from my prediction last week, so I didn't do a playoff prediction video. I would add Oregon in there. I think that Michigan is a contender. I think they're going to go 11-1. I now feel like Oregon is going to win out. I think they're going to win out, win the Pac-12 championship. I've got the Ducks right there with a chance to make the college football playoff if something happens to, let's say, Alabama loses to Tennessee Saturday and then they lose to Georgia in the SEC championship. Then I think Oregon is right there with a chance to get into the college football playoff. All right, so the Peach Bowl, Georgia, Clemson, just showed you that. Again, a playoff semifinal, same thing. Fiesta Bowl, Ohio State, Alabama. Let's go to the rest of the New Year's 6 bowls. We'll start with the Rose Bowl. I've got Michigan versus Oregon. This was actually my preseason prediction for these two teams, or for the Rose Bowl. I had Michigan and Oregon in here. I kind of dropped Oregon out mostly because of the way they played against Georgia in the opener. Obviously struggled in that game. But now I just look at this team. I felt like in the preseason they were the most talented roster top to bottom in the Pac-12. They're playing great on defense. Bo Nix is playing great. They're getting healthier. This is an Oregon team that is very dangerous, and I think they win out. The schedule's in their favor with UCLA and Utah at home. I've got the Ducks going to the Rose Bowl, winning the Pac-12 championship. And then Michigan, I think they only lose to Ohio State. Obviously, this changes if they lose to Penn State on Saturday, but for now, I'm going to pick the Wolverines to win that game. Sugar Bowl, I've got Texas versus Tennessee. So I've got Texas playing Oklahoma State in the Big 12 championship. I think they'll lose maybe one more game in the regular season, so I've got them at 9-3 or 10-3 after winning the Big 12 championship. But I think that this Texas team is the team that's going to get it done in the Big 12, and I think Tennessee will be sitting there maybe at 10-2, the highest-ranked SEC team behind Georgia and Alabama. So we see Tennessee in the Sugar Bowl to face off against Texas. A preview of an SEC showdown coming in the future when Texas joins the SEC. That'll be a really good game, though. I mean, I would love to see this game. There should be a ton of points scored. A really, really fascinating matchup if we do get to see it. And then in the Orange Bowl, so now with the Devin Leary injury at NC State, I'm actually going to put Wake Forest into the Orange Bowl as the highest-ranked ACC team. I think they'll beat NC State. And you look at their schedule, they may not lose another game. They could be 11-1 or at least 10-2. I think that'll be enough, again, to have them ranked as the highest ACC team. If Florida State upsets Clemson, maybe they get in that conversation. North Carolina in the Coastal Division, maybe. I don't know. I think it's going to be Wake Forest. I feel pretty confident with that Devin Leary injury. Watch out for Syracuse potentially to shock everyone. We'll see if they can stay undefeated this Saturday against NC State. But yeah, I'm going to go with Wake Forest. And then the highest ranked SEC or Big Ten team or Notre Dame, that's going to be Penn State. I think Penn State will be 10-2, losing to Michigan and Ohio State. But I think they beat everyone else. And I've got the Nittany Lions in the Orange Bowl. So last week, I think it was NC State. Yeah, NC State was my pick versus Penn State. Now we're going Wake Forest versus Penn State. And then finally, no change here, USC versus Cincinnati. I think USC will lose one regular season game, maybe against Utah on Saturday. And then I think they will lose the Pac-12 championship game to Oregon. That'll be their second loss. But it's enough to keep them ranked in the top 10, keep them in the hunt, and I think they will get in as an at-large team. And then I think Cincinnati will be the highest-ranked Group of 5 champion. Those are my picks going into Week 7. Give me your thoughts. Give me your picks down in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more here on the SG1 Sports College Football Channel.